So we're going over to the control room. 12 levels of grueling, intense bloodlust. You could catch the full tragic version of my gameplay over at Mighty Sea Wolf Long Place. Let's just get straight into it. So we've got the professor here telling us about the new type of splat, which is a tank. It takes more damage, but it is a lot slower. Then we've got the normal splat that's over there. We're working with a platform, 2 mines, and a pit of in the hot pits there. And I have 2 mines there, 1 shot bumper, and slime. Now the slime is going to go here, the bumper is going to go here, and shoot the splat across to the pit, and then I'll have I want to do let's just do this, and let's do this. So the normal splat should hit the mines one after the other. That's about the best combo that I can do for this. Oh yeah, I managed to get the top mine up in there. That shouldn't have happened, but it did. We got it. So there's that combo there. And that should give me the 3 stars that I need. It hits that mine, hits the bumper, slime. So you can see it hits the mine and then the mine up the top. And then the tank takes a mine, takes a bumper, hits the slime into the pit. So for this one we've got a tank with a couple of other splats. On the field we have a pit of spikes. We've got a bouncer on the other side of that leads to this bouncer which leads to nothing for now. We've got another bouncer which leads to a mine, which leads to another bouncer which comes over the top to this platform, and that leads into a hot pit. We've got 1 slime, 1 mine, and 3 one-shots to work with. I'm going to place the slime there, and we're going to place a mine here. We're going to put a bouncer here and then slightly angle it out. Then I'm going to put a bouncer here that will lead to that bouncer, forming that chain from bouncer to mine to bouncer to slime to pit. And then I'm going to lay a bouncer back here and have that sort of just angle just a little higher there. So this first bumper here will hit into the front bumper, which should send the splat angling out and into the pit, while the second bumper will send the splat over to the second bumper, hitting the mine and then sending the splat into the spikes. So we've got the first tank coming up, and he's going through his chain into the slime. Second one hits the pit, and then there we go, we've got the third combo there, and that'll give us 3 stars. So you can just see the end of this chain here with the tank, hit the slime into the lava pit. Then we've got this splat hits 2 bounces straight into the pit, and then we have the third one that'll hit the hopper, hit the bouncer, hit the mine, and into the pit as well. Alright, so this one we've got 1 tank and 2 splats to work with. We have a wind turbine there, a wind turbine there, and a boulder there. That boulder will eventually have to roll down up into their turbine, through their turbine, and through the through into this pit here. We've got a spike pit there, and we have the exit there. We're working with 1 bumper, 3 one-shots, and a stun bomb. Stun bomb I'll obviously place there. This bouncer will actually send any splats that escape into their pit, but we're kind of hoping that they don't. I will place 1 bumper there that'll shoot the boulder into that bumper. Then I'll place a bumper here that'll shoot the boulder into that wind turbine there, and hopefully I'll be able to, and I should be able to catch a couple of those splats with the ball there. I'll set a bumper there as well so that I can send at least one of the splatters back into the ball once I fire it off. Now I'm releasing at 253 I think, but I'll bring it down to 251. Let's blow that up and see how that goes. Okay, so that's worked. I've hit 2 with the boulder, and I've sent 1, the tank, into the spike pit. So you can see here the boulder's taken out 2 of the splats. There's a view of the second one. And then you've got the tank hitting the bouncer and sending them into the spikes. Fatality. So we've got the professor telling us about a new tool that we have, which is the teleport. So we've got a contraption which will need to set off this bomb to hit the boulder. This boulder will run into this teleport here and will come out the other end at this teleport, which will send the boulder rolling down through this passage and into the splats down here. We've got, I think it's 2 tanks and a normal splat, and I have 1 cannon and 1 bouncer to work with. So we're going to set the cannon up here and let it angle out so that once the cannon shoots its cannonball, it'll roll into the passageway all the way down into the bomb, trigger the bomb, which will trigger the boulder to hitting the teleport and coming down. We're going to set a one shot down here to send one of the tanks backwards, or the tank backwards, which will give me enough time to have all 3 of them pop out and ready for the boulder to come and take out all the splats. So got 1 tank out at the moment. I just need to hold off until I can get the best timing for the 3rd splat to pop out. I'll try to shoot that now. That was at 245. So I had all 3 of them. So that's the boulder hitting one of them now, and then we've got the second one getting hit, and then you can see the third one here was running away. So for this one we've got 3 splats coming out of the entrance here. We've got 1 bomb and 1 boulder. Obviously that bomb is going to trigger the boulder, hitting the boulder up and over and down into the splats. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wind turbines, and we are working with 1 slime and 1 cannon. The cannon I'll set up over here and let it shoot into the wind turbine, which will go through all these other wind turbines, sending the cannonball up to trigger that bomb, hit the boulder, let it come up and over. Everything else will be down to timing. And we'll set that off now and see how that goes. So we want to hit all 3 of them at once, and we want to hit at least 1 of them on the slime. So 1, 2, and then 3, and that should have worked. That'll be a 3-star right there. You can clearly see we've gone and hit all 3 of those splats in 1 hit. So for this one we've got 1, 2 splats to work with. We've got 1 boulder sitting here. We've got a teleport that's sitting up the top. We've got 1 bomb, 1 teleport over there, and we've got a bouncer. We have 1, 2 wind turbines down the bottom, and we're working with 2 cannons and a cake. So this cake will end up having to go where I've forgotten. I've forgotten where this cake needs to go. Now the cannon goes here, and then we set it up to shoot up that way, and then we've got another cannon here which will just shoot straight that way, and then we have a cake which we need to hold. I think it's there. We need to hold one of the splats there, I believe. Alright, so we're shooting the bottom one first, which I'll shoot right now, because I need that bomb to roll right down into the splat so that it hits the spikes. Then I'm going to wait for this one to eat the cake before I shoot off this. Let it come around, roll on down from behind and splatter it. And that was 3 stars there. So you can see the bomb had him back into the spikes, and then this one will be splattered by the boulder coming from behind. Okay, so for this one we are working with 3 splats. We've got a cannon and a pit of spikes at the beginning there. That cannon is pointed towards a boulder, so we need to find a way to trigger that. To hit the boulder will come down into that wind turbine, come back up into those 2 bouncers, into that wind turbine, come back around and down and chase any splatters that are running away and hit the boulders down there. We've also got a bouncer and a rolling spikes over there. We're working with 1 mine and 3 one-shots. I'm going to place the mine there, but I don't think I'm going to need to use that. I will, however, set up that bouncer to go into that mine so that a splat hits this bouncer into the mine, and then shoot them over into the rolling spikes. I also want to place another bouncer in front of that and have it pointed out that way, so that when this boulder does end up coming around and back down again, it'll hit the bouncer, it'll hit the bumper and come back across this way. I don't want it to keep rolling through, or I don't want it to follow through. Then we'll set up 1 bumper there and send it straight up into the cannon there. So we've got this splat that'll trigger the cannon. We've got the other 2 in a frantic, which is the exact timing that I needed. Yes, this is going to work. So we've got 1. Oh, come on. Yes, I got it. I didn't think that was going to work, but we made it work. And it was just all timing and everything else like that. So you can see this splat just walked straight into the boulder. So that's just a hit. That didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but I still managed to catch that splat into the rolling spikes. Alright, so this one is a bit of a hard one. We've got 5 splats there, and they will be carried across by 1, 2, 3, 4 wind turbines all the way around, and there's the end there, and there's a pit there. Now the objectives for this one is, and I've got 2 cannons to work with. The objectives here is to send one of the tanks into the lava pit and to send at least 2 splats into the spikes. The other ones can die, however. So the first one is crucial because the first one is a tank. The tank needs to come around up, and I need for a cannon to follow it through so that when the splat does come down here and comes around this area, the cannonball needs to fall on behind, hit the tank splat into that lava pit there, and then with the use of the other cannon I need to shoot any other splats into that slime and into the spike pit there. So I'm going to place 1 there and hit in that direction straight down. Then I'm going to lay 1 there, and that's going to hit into I'm going to direct that into the pit there. So if I can't hit a tank into that pit, it's still going to follow through these wind turbines there. So I need the tank to hit the 3rd wind turbine before I shoot, and I need to try and hit this one into these spikes below. I missed that. It's okay, 1 more opportunity. Yes. Now let's do it again. Oh, into the spikes, man, into the spikes. Yes. And I should have perfect. So there's the first tank hit into the lava spike, the lava pit. And then this one should hit into the spike pit. Then we've got another one which we just hit by a cannon. He got hit by a cannon. Died on the way out. Then we've got this tank into the spike pit. Alright, so this is a bit of a cool one. We've got a gap here which I'm going to put a cannon down to, cannon in, which will shoot up a cannonball into that wind turbine, come down the passageway, trigger the bomb, which will trigger the boulder, have the boulder come around, down, hit that bouncer, back up to that wind turbine, come back around to this turbine, which will shoot it out and hopefully hit one of the splats before coming back. Then we've got a pit of spikes here, and we've got another cannon there with a pit of spikes up the top there. So from the beginning we're just going to lay the cannon down and have it shoot up into that wind turbine. We are going to place, we've got 2 one-shots and a mine to work with as well. I'm going to place a mine here so that the boulder comes around, hits the mine straight to bumper and hit that wind turbine, make it come around. We are going to lay 1 bumper right underneath the spikes here, nothing fancy, just straight out pit kill. And then we're going to have another bumper here that'll shoot up into the cannon, trigger the cannon, hit him into the spikes for a nice 3-hit fatality combo. So this first shot is crucial because I actually need to take out the first splat first and let the other 2 splats hit the traps that follow afterwards. Cool, so we hit that one splatter. I'm going to speed it up. Watch this. Nothing, no fancy kill. Nice spike pit, and then end it off with another no frills 3-hit combo. And that's all objectives and all the stars. So there goes the one with the boulder. There's the one with the no frills, just straight into a spike pit. And then the third no frills into the cannon, into the spike pit. So this one had me thinking for quite a long while. You can check that out on Mighty Seawolf Long Place. But I did say on the long plays video that it was probably quite simple, and it was, and I made it more difficult than it needed to be. So let me show you what we've got to work with. We've got 3 splats working coming through. We've got one wind turbine that's shooting straight up the top there. We have a teleport here that'll trigger the no it won't trigger it, but we've got a boulder here which we need in order for it to roll down, and it'll roll down multiple times before the tool actually runs out. We've got a cannon and a mine there with a button. That button is connected to the cannon, so it needs to be pressed for that to operate. And then we just have a simple bumper into some spikes at the top and a platform there. We're working with 1 slime, 1 stun bomb, a cake, and 1 bumper. We're going to put the slime in front of that bumper there. That'll hit the splat into those spikes. We're going to put a cake here, right at the end. and I'm going to put a bomb obviously over here to set off that boulder, and then I want to actually want to set up a bumper there, and hopefully that should send a splat up to that platform, make it come across, chase after the cake on the while pressing the button, and then having that cannon ready to shoot the splat into the mine. So again, with the timing, because of the ball drop, and I don't want it to affect the first splat, I actually want it to affect the second splat. Okay, so I had the first one hit by the splat, hit by the boulder. This one should chase after the cake. Which is exactly what we wanted. This one will chase after the cake as well, but it'll switch off the cannon. It'll finish the cake, which I will let it do. Come back across onto the platform, and then slide through on the slime for a simple bumper to spike kill for a 3-star finish, and all objectives done. So you can see this one hit in mid-air, press the button, trigger the cannon straight into the mine, and then this one slides straight into the bumper for a nice spike fatality. Alright, so this one's a bit of an interesting one. It will be a bit busy. We have 3 splats to work with. We've got one bumper there. We've got a bomb that with a pit of spikes above it, and obviously that'll trigger that boulder. The boulder will come down to that one turbine, that 2 wind turbines coming out into open space. We have a pit of spikes down the bottom and a pit of spikes over the top there, and then we've got one cannon that's sitting over there. We're working with 4 one-shots, 1 wind turbine or fan, and 1 slime. So I'm going to place the slime here with a 1-shot straight into those spikes. I'm going to place another bumper here. That'll shoot straight up into the platform, hoping for a landing into the spiky pit there. I'm going to place a fan down the bottom there and have a shoot straight up into that bomb. Going to place a bumper here, that should shoot a splat over into that platform, because then what I want to do is, once the splat's on top of that platform, walk across here into that bumper, over and above into that wind turbine, and hit the top of that bomb. Why I need to put it here is because it's all timing again. It's all just timing. So that every other trap that gets triggered will actually, because I'll put one more bumper here and see if it'll fling them all the way across there as well. Right. So then comes the grueling task of waiting for them to, or actually waiting for the first splat to walk across onto the first bumper to trigger the boulder. That didn't quite reach, so luckily for the second bumper, that boulder's going to catch. It actually worked. It all worked. So we've got the slime into the bumper spike combo. We've got the bumper into the wind turbine bomb combo that set off the boulder, and that boulder was going to snatch him from the back. So for this one, it actually had me thinking quite a bit. On the field, you have two splats up the top, one splat in the middle, two splats down the bottom. There's a mine over there. We've got a teleport that's connected to this teleport here, which is right next to the exit. You've got a button here that triggers the cannon down here, and that cannon is pointing straight towards the spikes there. We've got a platform there, and rocking up the top we have a boulder sitting there, and we've got another boulder sitting here. We've got two stun bombs, one actual bomb, a mine, and a cake to work with. For the cake, I'm going to place it here because we need for the splatter to come across on that platform to trigger that button, and at this and while he's eating, I will set off a bomb here so that it gets flattened by this boulder here. Then I'm gonna place another stun bomb there. Down the bottom, I am going to place oh, how did this go? No, so yes, I'm going to place a bomb there, so that when the boulder comes down, up and around, it'll trigger that bomb to hit it up and over and down into here. I am going to place this mine, where was I going to place this mine? Over here, I think, because it's going to send one of these splats backwards, because I want two splats to land on that platform, and by that time this splat who made it all the way across here should have triggered that button, and I'll be able to take out two splats on those spikes there. So leaves me with the task of timing on that bomb, this bomb here, to set it off and hit one of the spikes with a teleport. That boulder will actually teleport out to here, and it will shoot across and back down over here. It may take out another splat as well. We're not sure. We'll soon find out. So I'll let it go all slow for now. Let's trigger that. Let's see if I can hit a splat. Yes, I got one splat with that. And I may get another splat. Yes, I'm going to get another splat with the boulder. Oh, wait, no. Alright, so we've come up to the last. Alright, so we've come up to the last stage now. This is a pretty interesting one. It had me thinking for quite a while as well, which is all good. We've got a boulder sitting up the top here. We've got a button here which is actually connected to a cannon that's down the bottom here, and that cannon is pointed directly at a put of spikes. We've got a platform there. We've got a teleport here, and that teleport starts over here. We've got a mine that's sitting over there. For the splats, we've got two down the bottom, one in the middle, and two at the top. And we have another boulder here, which comes down and around and through its own passageway here towards the teleport, and then it'll teleport the boulder out this way and shoot the boulder back down this way. We've got two stun bombs, one big bomb, and a mine and a cake to work with. So I'm going to place a cake here so that it triggers. The splat will come all the way across to trigger that button, eat the cake. I'm going to leave a stun bomb up here so that when that splat is eating the cake, I'll set that off. I have another stun bomb which I'll place here, and I need to trigger this one early to take out at least one splat. It'll come down around. I'm going to place another bomb in here because it just fits so snug over there, and then come back up and around and hit the, hopefully hit one of the splats somewhere around here and get rid of that mine there. I have a mine over here as well, which I will set up over here. No, I need it to come back in. So once the boulder won't take out this mine, but once that mine is taken out, then the splat will come back across some more and hit the second mine, hopefully sending it backwards over and down and around somewhere around here. And yeah, so it'll all come down to the timing of the first bomb. Alright, so we'll wait for this first splat to come through, and that should be the perfect timing for it. So I'll catch a mid-air, and I'm hoping I can catch the... Actually, it didn't shoot out the way that it was supposed to have done. It's going to... Yes! Somehow managed to take out that second splat as well, which is ideal. I've got the middle one taken out by the mine. Got the top one chasing their cake now, so let's set off that other boulder, and then I've got the bottom one that'll get shot by the cannon and into the spikes, giving me all objectives completed and the 3-star. So there's that one with the boulder, and then the second the boulder hits the second one eventually. Taken out by a second mine. This one eating the cake, getting squashed from behind. And then the final cannon to the spike.